This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview.
Joining us today is Jason Brewer, the CEO of Marula Mining, following news that the company signed a long-term offtake agreement with UK-based global metals, minerals and energies commodities trading group Fujax UK Limited for spodumene ore concentrate from the Blesberg Lithium Project. Well, thank you very much, Jason. Of course, this is it's been a long time coming. I know we've talked about the offtake for a while, but it's across the line. I was checking some of the groups this morning. Shareholders seem very happy. You're clearly very happy yourself.
Yeah, perhaps my hair can start growing back now. No, look, it's, I guess from shareholders' point of view, it has seemingly taken a long time, but I guess you've got to put that in the context of we've only really had this asset for, 16 months. Sorry there, Mark. No, we've only had the asset for 16 months. So to get that done in this period of time, I think is a great result. And it's going to put, it really underpins the operation as we take it forward, that's for sure.
Well, you say in the RNS that you've got a minimum of 50,000 tonnes, and that's up until 2026, but there's no maximum. So, I mean, if we're taking that 50,000 over 3 years, you're talking roughly 4,000 a month, but you potentially do more?
Yeah, look, the agreement with Fujax is for them to take 100% of our production of lithium ore, lithium concentrate, spodumene ore, spodumene concentrate. We are moving, as we've made it very clear as well, to producing a hydroxide of carbonate, and there's leaching and various test work going on at the moment. But what I guess we've seen from our peers and so on is that if you are going to have a minimum delivery, do it low. Set at a level that you're very comfortable achieving, and have the contract done in such a way that you can deliver more. So when we've set that threshold, that baseline, I guess, at 50,000, that's something that we're more than comfortable delivering. And then everything over and above that, and I think we were targeting well over 5,000 tonne a month, which over the 31 months of what's remaining of the first tranche of this offtake agreement, yeah, is quite significantly more than that. So, yeah, we're comfortable with the 50,000, but yeah, they'll take everything we can and we'll produce.
Good stuff. And this is all coming from the existing stockpiles, isn't it? And you've got to deliver a minimum of 5.5, but really looking at 6% Li2O. So have you got those grades? You're confident you can deliver? Any more testing that's required to confirm that? Yeah,
look, we've done an awful lot of testing since we've been there, and it's been bulk testing, okay? We've done our drilling as well. We've done the diamond drilling from the phase one, and we're incorporating that into our mining plan resource statement, which is being submitted to the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy. And that forms part of our longer term mine planning. But I guess what you're going to see over the course of this year is production come from both the existing stockpiles, which are there from the historic mining, and from the commencement of the more conventional open pit, drill and blast, load and haul mining operations, which we're getting the approvals, everything necessary, approvals, permits, authorizations to now start over the course of the first half of this year.
Okay, good. So you've got this high grade material you're sorting it through the sorters that we've talked about before, and then effectively doing a DSO and getting that product sent away. If people want to do a bit of maths and try to work out potential revenues, what this could mean to the company here. So we're basing it off of the spodumene concentrate price. That's the China, I think it's metals.com or the Shanghai index there. It's about 10.50 at the minute, dollars. When we're talking about costs to Marula, then shipping and of course production costs, what kind of figure are we talking about here?
Look, we've quoted our total cost to get it to port of being less than $500 a tonne. Okay, which against that benchmark price gives you a fairly robust and very healthy margin. Shipping costs, CIF China, including your port sampling costs and so on and so forth, runs in at about $31 to $33 a tonne. So not material in the overall scheme of things. So again, you're looking at margins in excess of 100% at current levels. And of course, you've seen the spodumene price. Lithium prices come off quite significantly over 2023. Obviously, you've now seen quite a sustained period over the past month, 2 months of that price rising. We're very hopeful as we continue to go into 2024 that's going to continue. But yeah, if you're able to deliver it to port at the sort of cost that we're forecasting, and we're not just forecasting it, we know what our mining costs are, we know what our processing costs are. So we're pretty firm in what we've got there. So we're getting some pretty good and robust margins to take this project forward as we look for the next phase of expansion and development.
Okay, and you said that you want the first delivery in May, so you've got just over a couple of months. What's got to be done in order to get to that point?
Yeah, look, as people know, at the Blesberg mine, we've got that Rados unit, that XRF ore sorter, which has been operating there. It was commissioned just before Christmas, and it's still on that AI kind of sorting algorithm learning process, and that's moving ahead quite well. The TOMRA unit is due to be finalized with its, the TOMRA unit is to be upgraded, refurbished, and delivered to site later this month. So we're excited about that. That's 5 times the capacity of the Rados unit. So you put those in series, you extract the waste material, you get rid of the quartz, you're then left with the spodumene, the tantalum, the feldspars. You then go through the Rados unit, and that's where, to the left or to the right, depending which hands you are, your spodumene goes one way, your tantalum and the other feldspar materials go the other way. So no, we're very confident going forward that we're going to be able to deliver that product, those minimum volumes that we've set ourselves in. So, we've got all the mining equipment there. We've got all the permits, the authorizations. It's now just about, stockpiling more of that material for sale. Okay.
So that's ongoing at the moment. The stockpiling is constantly ongoing.
Yeah, we've got the operations there. Like I say, we've had so many bits of mobile mining equipment delivered to site in anticipation of a much larger production profile. So all of that is there. We've got new crushing, new screening equipment, again, which has arrived, and that's the mobile crushing and screening. We've actually got new static crushing and screening equipment to come over the course of this second quarter that we're coming into shortly. So that expansion program there at Blesberg is going to materially develop over the course of 2024 and allow us to go well up to that targeted production levels that we've set ourselves.
Okay, and in terms of the payment terms, they seem pretty favourable, Jason. What do you think? I mean, 80% of the sales value to be paid on delivery to Cape Town, so not even out of Africa, really, and then the rest, of course, when final sort of certificates and weights have been established there. So I mean, they sound like decent payment terms to me.
Look, in mining, your working capital is critical to you. You've got to have that working capital to manage any operational challenges that you may face along the way, and also to fund all the other things that we're busy doing. Don't forget, in Hutt, we've got a number of other projects we're doing. But yeah, the Fujax team, we've worked very closely with Fujax over the past several months. Their principal trader out of London, a South African guy by the name of Richard Hawkin, know him exceptionally well. Fujax have got an office here in Nairobi. Okay, so it makes it very easy to work with them, to talk with them. And, their office in South Africa is based in Cape Town as well. So we've got a great relationship. And on that basis, we want to grow our businesses together. This is one of their first lithium contracts that they've entered into. So they're excited about it. They're excited about working with a dynamic team like us. And likewise, we're keen to work with them, not just on our lithium, but on our other products. But those payment terms, yeah, they've done themselves proud. I think they recognize the challenges of any junior company, and they want to support us as we continue to grow this year and next.
Okay. Well, if I can ask you perhaps to think about, I don't want to get too far ahead, but of course, I know we've talked a lot about the short-term cash flow, which of course you've now getting into. You've got that really up until at least 2026 off of today's announcement. But if we can think a little bit longer term, do you have longer term plans? I know you want to get into the hard rock lithium mining there. So are we going to go down the traditional route? Are we going to get cash flow in and then start doing all the various mining studies? What are you thinking longer term?
Yeah, look, We've already submitted the longer term applications for the mining right application. At the moment, we're operating under a mining permit at Blesberg. The mining right application goes in as part of that submission. we put forward a 10-year mine plan, which we want to extend. That incorporates both the stockpiles and a conventional open pit operation. So that is our bigger picture at Blesberg, and not just the 10-year, but extending that well beyond. As our shareholders know, we're looking at consolidating our land holding in and around that Blesberg mine. Strategically, we have that plant there now. We have the offtake sales there now. So our ability to develop, call it satellite mines on adjoining licenses becomes very, very easy. And in South Africa as well, what you can do on an adjoining license, you can extend your mining right to cover that. So you can kind of expand upon your profile and your footprint very easily with the necessary mining permits and authorizations. So that makes it very easy. So for us, as we move forward at Blesberg, it's not just about that initial target rate of 5,000 tons per month of saleable product. It goes well beyond that. And that's why when we did this deal with Fujax, we did it through to the end of December 2026. But there's an option there to extend it by a further 3 years through to December 2029. So having that comfort in place, and I'm sure as hell know that if we deliver over the course of this year, next, and 2026, that'll be extended. And that, call it almost 6-year contract, really underpins what we're trying to achieve at Blesberg and at Marula as a whole.
Okay. And I mean, when you talk about the open pit potential here, I recall when I sat down with Quinten van der Burg in London there, he did very much mention these sort of satellite elements, being able to be nimble, not having to go and do huge, big studies, huge, big open pits, but actually having, as you say, like satellite ones. Is that the plan then? I mean, and if we're not going down the studies route, is that a bit risky, or how are we mitigating risk in this?
Mark, don't get me wrong. We will be doing the studies. We are doing the studies. We've got mining engineers, we've got processing engineers doing all the analysis. Okay. The reality is, though, is that we don't have to package it up into a feasibility study and submit it to a bank or present it to shareholders to raise money. We don't. That's the reality. Companies complete a feasibility study to both determine the economic viability and to use that to raise funds. Okay, we've been here now for the past 12 months. We've got a great knowledge of the operation. We've done test work, we've done drilling, we're doing resource studies, we're doing mining plans. So we're doing all that work. It's just that we don't have to package it up and take it down to the bank and try and get a mortgage. Okay. We've got the funding necessary. We've got the equipment on site.
Okay.
It's just to add to that, Mark, it's one of the questions I've had when people have come to me and goes, guys, why haven't you done a prepayment against this offtake? And I'm like, well, because we don't need it. We don't need it for Blesberg because to a large degree at the moment it's funded. So we've already got all the mining equipment on site. We've got the processing. If we needed a prepayment to fund all that, then we would have, but we don't. So we're in a very fortunate position, that's for sure.
Okay, good. Well, it's a very significant day for Marula. If I can very quickly, I noticed someone was wanting to know if there was any graphite samples. We talked about that last time. Yes.
I can only get one decent announcement out on one day, Mark. So no. I said at the beginning of March, it's going to be Mad March. It certainly is. I mean, this is probably one of the biggest bits of news for us this year. Okay, I'm sure there's going to be bigger bits of news to come later this year, but for us, this is kind of the first part of, what we're expecting in March. There's going to be news on the graphite. There's news on the copper. There's news on the permitting and authorizations here at Blesberg. There's news on the manganese, which we're obviously getting our hands into at the moment here in Kenya. So yeah, there's plenty of news there, Mark. But on Nyori and on Nyori Green, yes, stay tuned for that. Our geologists are assessing all the results which have come back. And we'll get that news out there very, very quickly.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time today. Jason Brewer, the CEO of Marula Mining.
Mark, always. Thank you very much.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.